Hello listeners and welcome to the Kiwi and Vegemite Sandwich Podcast with your hosts, Zack, Thomas, and Frank. Thank you for listening.
You really had to be there to get the
class.
joke. There was really like a joke
You
that
had
you
to
could
be
only
there.
tell one time. But with it, like the next time you told it, it wouldn't be as funny.
Yeah, like the thing you could only use to make a laugh track as
Mm.
a gag in a podcast.
Exactly.
And nowhere else.
Yeah,
For real.
only time.
Only time. Once.
Yeah. Well, it's another day, another podcast with the homies Thomas, Frank, Zach.
Yeah.
Shout out to the boys.
Talk about yourself in the third person.
Yeah, guys,
Shout out to
I'm
the
one of the
fellas.
names that I just mentioned. If you've watched the other 2-3 question mark podcasts, I can't remember how many podcasts we've done. I think it's 2.
We've only recorded 2 so far.
Great. Well, if you've seen those, you know which one of us is which.
Or at least we hope so.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we have pretty distinct voices. I hope you can figure it out.
I like to think we can be heard apart.
Very brief housekeeping. Sorry to Slayer Froggy in the comments for doxing you.
Mm.
It didn't mean to put your IP address and house address in the URL of the last video.
Yeah. And
Shit happens. Shit
dude,
happens.
shout out to that random ass Zach who's been doing the podcast with you guys, because you know that in the description of the video, that guy, it's not my name, so
Oh yeah, Z-A-C-H, not Z, yeah.
bro, my fucking managers at work spell my name Z-A-C-H. It's like, that's
You
not
say
my
Zed?
name. Z.
That is
Then.
actually unforgivable.
They don't say-
Literally, both are valid. I don't care if someone is spelling out my name and they say Z or Z. Because I'm not phonetically racist. Think about that.
I am! I'm
Well, you
just
see-
trying to take that in.
Well, you see, the thing is, one of them is correct, and the other one is Z.
Well, I mean that is true because
Yeah, who
Like-
out here saying Z?
when I made my like original gamer tag, it was Z Wizard 17, not Z Wizard 17.
Dude, did you just dox your old account?
Oh no! What are people gonna do? Have the name of my old account?
Yeah, that's dangerous. You could have posted
Fellas
some reprimandable
in the
things.
podcast listening up to the homies. Here's how you make your own Z Wizard 17 account. First letter of your name, a thing you like, the day that you were born. Zack Z Wizard thing I
Your
like.
mother's maiden
17th
name.
17th of April. It's just that easy.
Too
Your mother's
easy.
name.
T Yo-Yo's 24.
What did you say is my favorite name? Oh,
Yo-yos.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or you,
I'm a
yeah.
yo-yo. What can I say? This has not been released to the podcast yet.
He's a bit of a yo-yo master. What can we say?
I yo-yo occasionally.
You yo-yo
put it-
frequently, actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it an occasionally.
I'd call it
I
at
could
least
put it-
daily.
I could put a video in. I could put a funny yo-yoing gif in, right? Bam. Right?
Bam.
Whoa, did you guys see
I made a
that?
very distinct noise.
That's so crazy.
So I know what to
I can't believe he
someone
just
boy
did
in the
that
closet
sick
knows
yo-yo
what to
trick.
give.
That was crazy.
Positively manic.
Well, we're on the topic of hobbies. What do you fellas like to do in your spare time? Because we never really addressed that.
Well, I am a bit of an enjoyer of... Haven't been able to do it as much, but I do like some chess. Dude,
Yeah.
but
I thought you were gonna say something very different, and I was terrified.
when I first went to high school and like all of the teachers were sitting in there like in the main hall, all of the teachers were sitting around like with a little thing that had like a test, like a very simple test that showed their subject, and I was like going around to the different things, and then when they asked like what's one thing that you like doing, I was just like, I like chess. and
Yeah, fair.
I wasn't even like good at chess. It kind of became like a meme that was also true, where it's just it wasn't even intentional, but it just kind of became a meme that like whenever someone asked me a hobby, I'd be like, I like chess. Something that I'm better at than like the average 10-year-old, you know.
Yeah.
Better, you know what?
I
Better
just-
than Thomas, and that's all that matters.
Okay, you didn't have to call me out.
I mean-
we haven't even played a game, so there's no
You know that
information.
you know that you'd lose. That's why you don't want to play me and shit.
Hey. Who got 5 seconds on Mine's VBS?
Bro, I have asked. Okay, listen.
I've got that. I will hold that
Oh
over
my
for the rest of
God.
time.
Yeah, well, I'll hold you to the fact that you won't even play me in chess. That's how much you know that I would score.
Ooh.
And that's an intellectual
Ooh.
game. The Minesweeper was RNG, so. Hmm.
These actual skill.
Who knows? Maybe when we're playing chess, I'll just get lucky and you'll go into cardiac arrest.
That would be great. That'd be a great way
Just
to win by default.
dies.
Exactly.
By
Yeah.
default.
Oh, you
Oops,
just win by
sorry.
default.
Your
He had a heart
opponent
attack
died.
and died.
We're actually going to consider that a stalemate on the records.
It's like that
Dude,
shit
no,
people say where it's like, oh, if the university burns down, well, everyone passes with a diploma or whatever.
Guys, if the teacher's not here in 15 minutes, we legally have won the
We're
project.
legally allowed to go.
dude, no, it's like that. It's like the ending. It's like the ending of Cars, where the dude like goes off the road and then Chick wins, and he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, that was because of what he did, though. Chick purposely, like, did that, though.
Okay, you're saying I can't give you cardiac arrest?
Yes, I am saying that you can't give me a cardiac arrest.
Hey.
I want to
Isaac,
know the method now.
Yeah, how are you
just-
going to, without
how are you
touching
achieving
me,
this?
without being, you are thousands of kilometers or miles away from me, and how are you going to be able to give me a cardiac arrest from that far away?
Death Note?
Oh, I'm having a cardiac arrest. Oops. Oops, I'm dying.
I had a heart attack and died. Huh?
It appears I'm dying. Guys,
It's like they.
this
They-
is the
it's like-
last podcast I'm going to be on. I am dying of a cardiac arrest. It's been a good run, but
Good script.
unfortunately,
Good
I
script.
am dying. So
Hey, calling it. End of the episode. Zack's gone. We're gonna replace him with a
The
new
riders
Zack,
have
but with
killed
a
him
can.
off.
yeah, starting
It's gonna be
next
Zack with a can.
podcast, there's gonna be a new Zack. He's gonna sound and act exactly like me, but he's
But
not
gonna
me.
Have a can in it.
Don't believe the lies, people. Everything is fine.
But he's
It's
going
just
to be
a
wearing
different Zack.
cool glasses.
Mm.
So-
You
So
guys
they're
won't be able to
different.
tell, but the other Zack, he'll be wearing some pretty sick shades.
And he'll have a silly mustache
Mm.
that accentuates the upper lip.
Yes.
Oh, really? I would have thought that it added accent to the chin. Of course it accentuates the upper lip. That's where it is.
Dumbass!
Don't point out the obvious.
Damn.
God.
As
Wouldn't
for
it-
my hobby,
Wait, what's your
yeah,
hobby?
from-
Pointing out the
please
obvious.
snap back. Thomas knows I love this very much as brewing beer. That's what I like to do. Ever since I've started drinking beer, I just kind of got obsessed with it. Then I started working at a brewery for a bit, and then got me encouraged to do my own homebrew. It's pretty fun.
Nice.
I'm just like,
It is pretty fun.
yeah, I'd get to traumatize Tom with a hose sometimes.
Nice.
Well, I
Or he
traumatize
does it to
myself
himself.
with those. The first time no, but now it just lasts.
Yeah, it's funny.
How do you even make, like, homebrew stuff?
So
Put it in a pot.
put it in a pot. I buy like big bags of malt and then like mill it, get hops and stuff, and then make a mash to get the sugar out of the grain. Use that to for the base of the beer, add my hops in a boiling process for about an hour, and then cool it off. Add yeast into a fermenter and with the liquid, and then let that sit for 2 weeks. I started kegging recently too, so now I don't have to wait for bottles, which take about a month to like condition in the bottle. I can just wait another week, and then I have beer on tap.
Very cool, very cool.
It's very good.
You know what I love a lot?
What do you
Is
love a
it-
lot, Thomas, other than men?
He loves the green beer.
I love green. I love how like our hobbies got more complicated as we went through. Like the explanation got more in depth.
Sure, yeah.
I had to. It was
true.
like, Zach's like, yeah. So what? How do you homebrew? I just like I have to go through the like
yeah, explain to me
some
Exactly
sort of explanation for that.
how you are doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Explain to me how to build a rocket. I heard that rockets are a hobby of yours. Tell me how
You know
to
what?
build one.
You know what? Next podcast, Frank's Brewing Corner. It's gonna happen.
Where he's gonna send every single one of us, the members of the podcast, alcohol, and we're all gonna drink it
That's gonna cost
on
me
the
so much
podcast.
money.
It's gonna be so easy. He'll do it. He'll send alcohol from Australia to New Zealand, and we'll all drink some alcohol that he homebrewed, and it will be great.
I was
Yeah, just Zach and I.
Mm,
just
yeah, actually, yeah.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
like Frank's Brewing Corner is just it's like a Frank's Brewing Corner, yay!
Yeah.
And then Frank talks about beer for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, what are you brewing today?
It's like
Frank?
I could go into a long-winded explanation, but it's like I really want to keep this brief because I'm sure this would like turn people off.
I feel like surely, like a niche thing, like it's interesting for some people to understand, like
People
how the sausage is
People-
made. You know?
people come to a podcast to hear people ramble about shit for like half an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
This is their time. This
Yeah,
is not...
they are choosing
I mean,
to
it's
listen
also
to
our
us
time.
for what we have to say, and if what we have to say is explaining how to homebrew alcohol for like 2 to 5 minutes, that's just how it has to be
Easy game.
sometimes.
Okay.
Easy money. It would be so interesting to be like a fly on the wall to these conversations, because that is what the viewers are essentially. Is we just have a
at this
conversation,
point.
Good point.
and when we don't like, if we did like a podcast, an entire podcast where we didn't acknowledge them, they essentially would just be flies on the wall. But they'd be fucking like big flies on the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Very, very smooth. I was gonna say,
hell.
like,
What can I say?
we should definitely do like a special where we don't even try and like coordinate. We just crack OBS open. I just crack open OBS and just record for like half an hour.
Yeah.
No format. I don't even tell you guys. Just start recording a conversation.
I'd like to see you try to get a coherent conversation out of us when we're not doing a podcast.
But then like in the middle of it, I'm like, hey guys, what are your bank details again? Just
Oh, so, and then I just tell them
So-
your information, and
It's
then
like, hey, what's
I'll
your-
tell
what's your
them your
maiden
bank
name?
details.
I believe it's. Wait a second.
Wait, what's your pet's first name again?
Are you pulling
Oh,
a silly little prank on me? Is this one of
You think
those?
You could pull one over on me.
Is this one of those YouTube pranks?
Is this a bit of a practical joke? Is it-
Are you being a bit of a practical joker right now?
Sal is tonight's biggest loser.
Had to do it to him.
Guys, here's my question though: did the television show The Biggest Loser come out before or after Practical Jokers had The Biggest Loser on their show?
Biggest luger.
The Biggest Loser.
Biggest Luger. The gun was this big.
Oh.
It was a big gun.
I'm not. I don't really care.
You are
Shut
a
the
little
podcast
garbage
down.
boy. You're a little gremlin.
Shuts
a little
down
goblinoid.
topic.
A little villain. A cretinous
Say no.
mass on my... You are a cancer hemorrhaging into my bloodstream.
Cancer.
And
You
Whoa.
fucking
I
tumor.
just wanted a little back and forth, but no. I get shut down. I don't get yes-anded because... No. Thomas is better than that. He's better than both of us. He does a little. Ooh, look at me! I'm a little opposition man, a little devil's advocate for you. Well, I'm not having it, sir. Not today. Today, you will listen and you will respond justly.
Sorry, Zach.
So flies
Yes,
on the
and-
wall, guys.
Sorry, Zach, can I just point out, you just had like a rockstar style like studio tension.
You get on my nerves.
I know a song that'll get on your nerves.
Now listen, audience members of the Kiwi and Vegemite Sandwich podcast. I don't actually care that Thomas wasn't. I didn't care that Thomas said that he didn't care about the big solution. I was doing what we in the business call a bit, a little bit of a jape, a little bit of a ha ha, a little bit of a zip zow that entails acting not quite like yourself.
Wim dang banger.
Something exaggerated,
Zach.
which would be funny to some people.
Zach,
Hyperbole.
you were a joker of an impractical manner.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness gracious me, fellas. And that's what I'm saying is that
I know. I do know.
I think what Zach was trying to get at, like, way before this business. What if flies were big?
That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been trying to say.
I know. I wanted to pull the reins back on the podcast.
No.
We were getting a
You
bit
know how you
too
should
creative.
like the summers are just a shit ton of flies in like an area you're around because there's like something they're after.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but they're all big. They're just all big.
Yeah.
How big are we talking though? Are we talking like
I like to think
golf
on this
ball? Are we
topic,
talking
you know,
golf
like
ball sized, or are we talking like dog sized?
so. I like to think Fallout 4, like Fallout 3 bloat flies,
Ah,
like this big, like the size of a fucking
a human head.
Like volleyball or something.
yeah, something like that.
Mm.
The size
Yeah,
of a small football.
Something you could hit with a baseball bat.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, that big, the same quantity you get in like a space at once.
Bro, imagine those
You're like, how
tiny,
the fuck are they getting in?
Bro, those like tiny flies that hang out at like it's becoming nighttime, like those like
Yeah.
swarms of tiny flies. Imagine
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of them being that size.
Oh god.
Actually,
Dude, you walk
unbelievable.
through it, you'd get a concussion.
You wouldn't be able to walk through. It would be a wall.
No, you would. What happened
There's
is
a
you'd see
wall.
like the black cloud floating above the side and go, I'm not gonna go through that.
Perhaps
Oh my
not
god, like
today.
you know, you just see this giant flock of birds in the sky, like sometimes because they're just all together.
Yeah,
Just
those
see
are
a
insane.
black mass
Yeah.
of flies at the like in a similar sort of situation.
Dude, horseflies. That would
They're
be-
even bigger.
Yeah, because that's the thing, they're already big.
Size of a horse.
The size of a
fly.
horse.
That would be insane.
No, no, no. They're man killer.
Guys, do you know how easy it would be for cows and other livestock to, if they just decided to turn on us, we just would lose?
Yeah.
Like
I made a
cows,
D&D
Dude,
Like-
especially in Australia.
when I walk past like fences, like when I walk my dog and I walk past like fences, all of the sheep like run away. All of the cows run to the fence to see what is happening. If that is not prey turning predator behavior,
to
I don't know what is. They're getting more courage, and I don't think we want that in our food.
What if cows are just reincarnated murderers?
Well, you'd have a
Interesting
hard
theory.
time trying to tell Indian people because in Hinduism they believe. Oh, I mean that kind of feeds into their belief, but I mean, if they're specifically murderers, I don't think they'd be worshipping them anymore.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you look into the eyes of a cow, do you see anything?
I see whatever the
see
light
cows'
reflects onto
eyes.
their eyes, like reflected. Like on a window, like you can see through the window, but you can also like sometimes you can see like the reflection of you on the window.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but the window is like black, is the eyeball. So you can see like the reflection of yourself on the eyeball. That's what I see on the eyeball.
Isn't that any eyeball?
Yes. Yes, you are correct. I could stare into my dog's eyes and see the same thing. They see
Man
what I
needs to
see,
calm
which is
down,
me.
staring into his dog's
Sorry, what did you just say?
Man needs to
Violently
calm down,
staring.
staring into his dog's eye.
Sometimes he's just chilling on the couch with me, and he's just like on
I
my
know what
lap.
you mean,
He's-
but it also
He's
just
sitting a bit
sounds
too comfy,
funny.
and you gotta keep him in check. You just gotta.
Bro,
Fuck you doing?
I feel like not enough people pay attention to how beautiful, just like not just like just eyes. Like if you actually look at like eyes,
I
they
was wondering where you're going
listen.
with that.
No, but like
Where are you gonna take
I-
this?
listen.
I'm.
They say
I
beauty
could
is
not
in
be
the
more
eye of the beholder. I also think that beauty is in the eye of whoever you're looking at the eye of. Okay, so human eyes,
That makes no
they
sense.
they more often than not only have one color. Like they have the iris and it has one color. But
Yeah.
like when I look at my dog, he has like green and brown, like a hue, and it just looks cool. And am I not allowed to
cool.
appreciate the beauty that fucking God has given us? I'm feeling a lot of
Zack
hate and negative energy towards me and my stance that I feel is completely just. Okay, and
I'm lost.
I hate that I am having to defend myself because I'm just gonna
I'm not saying anything.
anyone who hears this podcast, I'm gonna sound
You're just getting
I'm gonna sound like a
defensive
crazy
for no
person.
reason.
If they could see how you looked at me, they would understand. Guys,
Give me
hashtag
You don't know
justice
how I
for
look
Zack.
at you.
Get in the comments, hashtag justice for Zack. I need to know at least one person supports me, please.
And I'm not sure what they'd be supporting.
Anyways, so favorite soda, Thomas, go. No, actually, Frank, favorite soda, go.
Yeah, actually, Mountain Dew is actually just really nice.
You are an interesting man.
I don't usually drink soft drink often, but like Mountain Dew, there's just something about it. Like that and raspberry Fanta are just so good.
I do think that raspberry Fanta is better than the Schweppes raspberry.
Yes, yeah, that's a definite.
The Schweppes raspberry tastes like medicine.
Yeah.
You taste like medicine.
And anyone who defends
You look like
Schweppes
medicine.
raspberry over the orange and lemon Schweppes, those people are wrong.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like, I've genuinely had people who are like, why are you getting the orange and... Like, they didn't even know that orange and lemon was an option. They only thought that there was raspberry, and I'm like, no, orange and lemon is like the default one. You're weird
It's
if you get the
default.
raspberry one. You know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, guys, I'm a bit of a Coca-Cola Zero Sugar man myself. But
It's no sugar, okay?
it's actually zero sugar. So,
It's no sugar in Australia.
well, zero sugar
Come
right now.
back to. So I could go
Also, I do like the zero sugar, no sugar Coke variety.
Bro, normal
'Cause I
Coke
know
actually
it's
just
0
tastes like
calories.
syrup. It literally tastes like syrup.
I don't, because I always get hints of the sweetener they use with the no sugar ones, and I just
Sure.
like I don't mind it, but I'm also like, oh god, this is weird, different.
feel
almost
like
every time. But I
Coke-
don't really have a problem with it.
Coke Zero Sugar, like I had Coke, and then I had Coke Zero Sugar like in quick succession, and the Coke Zero Sugar, like the texture, like it felt and tasted thinner than the
Yes,
normal Coke.
yeah. Well,
And
I suppose you could
Syrup.
argue that the sugar adds density to it.
yeah, probably, yeah.
Like,
I also when I'm like working at McDonald's, when I do like have breaks, when I get drinks, I get if I want a cheap drink, I get a large frozen Coke and raspberry. But when I want like a soda, I get Sprite, because the Sprite at McDonald's bangs,
McDonald's Sprite.
and
Big
it's
difference.
refreshing as hell.
Yeah.
Sorry, for anyone wondering why I felt extremely quiet for like a minute, I was being delivered a cup of tea, which is a very unfortunate timed.
It's fine. I managed to switch it because I originally asked you what your favorite soda was, and then you muted it. So I asked Frank what his
I-
favorite soda was.
For the sake of the podcast, and just for you, I don't drink soda. I just never liked it.
What the hell? You don't like a single soda,
No.
so you just a
Try not
tea
to drink
drinker.
it often, but when I do, yeah, they're the ones I enjoy that I mentioned.
What did you say, Zach?
I said, are you just a tea drinker, Thomas?
Tea, water, and milk.
Fair. I used to drink milk considerably
just-
more than
I
soda,
should say.
but then I got money, and so I was able to buy soda, and so now I drink soda. And
Now he drinks the sody pops.
what's your beverage of choice, Frank?
Well, usually it'll be water. Really, I don't really like. I have soft drink. Very, very, like, sometimes, basically. But yeah, water or iced coffee, like some sort of store-bought iced coffee,
Actually, yeah, no, I do enjoy an iced coffee as well.
or just coffee.
I
I
Yeah.
live off the caffeine that the beans give me.
Good point. I've been getting into coffee recently, like just actually like the.
When I work, I have at least 3 a day, or like 3 caffeinated beverages a day. You know?
I am not a coffee man. I am not a big fan of coffee.
Why is that?
Because it tastes like bitter dirt.
I think it has like flavors. It's like same with beer. Like you acquire the actual flavors, you can pick out certain
Sure.
stuff. So I think it's like if you get into it, and you
I've
actually
probably
want, like,
only
enjoy the
had
coffee.
bad coffee, to be fair.
Like I do take it for caffeine boost, but I can also appreciate flavors of it at the similar time.
It's funny. I agree with both of you that I do agree that it is kind of just. A lot of the time it is bitter, but also like, and I guess I just push past it because the caffeine you get from that is
Yeah.
inexpressible.
I've had people who order coffees at McDonald's and they add 5 or 6 sugars,
Yeah, I've seen that. I've
Which
seen
is
that at
all-
HJ's.
which is a lot.
Now HJ's, is that hand jobs or Hungry Jacks?
Hungry Jacks, yeah, at Hungry Jacks, seen that.
Oh, you mean Burger King? For anyone
Yeah,
who isn't
Australian Burger King.
an Australian fiend.
Yeah, people just they'll get the largest one with the most shots of coffee, and then they're like, "Yeah, dump 6 packs of sugar."
Yeah, put so much sugar in that I can't even tell
get the
that
sugar.
coffee is in there. I want to be
It's like-
drinking
The sugar, get a
milk
fizz feel, drop it in.
that has
You-
a sweet quality that also caffeinates me. That is what I want in my coffee. That's what those people are thinking
It's like
when they do that.
do you think they just go through the drive-thru and like, give me like a glass of, give me a large cup of milk, with like 6 sugars, oh yeah, and a bit of coffee as well. Just to be safe.
I've
You just put
genuinely,
the sugar in the milk so it doesn't mix because it's not warm at all.
bro, I've genuinely had people that have ordered
Green
mochachinos with no shot, which is literally just a weaker hot chocolate
Then
without the marshmallows.
why don't they just get?
Doesn't it cost
chocolate?
more?
It costs the exact
Yeah.
same.
Why order it like that?
Because
get a
they
hot
want.
chocolate,
I guess
less-
they wanted
less
a weaker.
chocolate, right? It's just a hot chocolate, like less
Just-
chocolate or something, isn't
Just
it?
get a hot chocolate.
I guess
you
they
get
also-
marshmallows with it.
Maybe they didn't want marshmallows as well, so they got the
But you can
mocha.
ask no marshmallows.
You can ask no
Usually
marshmallows, but
things
maybe it was
oblige.
maybe it was faster for them to, instead of saying, "Can I get a hot chocolate with less hot chocolate and no marshmallows," to instead say, "Can I get a mocha with no shot?" You know, like it's just. I feel like maybe if that's their reasoning, maybe that's the simpler option for them. Like if they
My
absolutely
reasoning is,
needed
yeah.
to get it like that, then that's probably why they did it.
I've worked cafe stuff and it's just in my head. It's like, but it's done like this. Why don't you just do it like that?
I'm
You know,
so
like-
glad that all of our drive-through, like all of our coffees get lids on them, because
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how pretty the top of the coffee is.
I can
'cause
do a pretty
they'll never
coffee.
see it. I can do a pretty coffee, but only if it's like the ones that get froth on them. Because
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean. Like,
yeah,
I'm.
because like flat whites and
I'm-
stuff, they just look
I
ugly
can do
because
a
that's
bit
just
of
how they
latte
be
art.
like. But yeah,
I don't. I'm unemployed.
L.
Fucking neat over here.
Whoa. Okay, chill. Don't call
He's
me
not
out.
lying.
L plus unemployed plus wearing a beanie.
Okay. Whoa. You getting too close there.
Listen, headwear. What can I say? Headwear kinda sometimes. It's okay.
Headwear.
Where's the head,
Hats.
guys?
I used to wear a cap all the time. Stop doing that.
I have never been a like hat wearer, really.
I used it to hide, like, my
Your shame.
my forehead because I used to shave my widow's peak off like an idiot.
I see. I see. Yeah, I just.
My hair
I
is
just
still
had-
growing back from that too, because like it doesn't match the length of the rest of my hair, like the front of my head.
I just grow a fringe, you know.
Now, funny thing for everyone listening, I wear a beanie pretty much all the time.
He's a bit of a beanie
All the
baby,
time.
dare I say?
He's a beanie baby.
Yeah, but I would not call myself a hat guy. It's just because like, it started like last year because the winter was really strong out here,
Yeah.
and so I was like, oh okay, well I guess I'll put this beanie on that I have, and then I just kind of kept it on, and I was like, man, this is nice. 'Cause
Doesn't
it keeps
Your
my hair
head
on
ever
check,
get itchy?
No.
That's a. I
He
was wearing.
beanies.
I was wearing a Christmas fedora at work today, and first of all, too small for my large head, so it was basically being worn, like normally it would be at like slightly below the top of your forehead. It was literally just like on the top of my head. It was
Oh.
resting on the top of my
Right,
head.
yeah.
It was balanced.
And-
it wasn't on.
And I was just like, I was working like in front of like hot oil grills, and so I just had like a really like itchy head because it was just
Yeah, just sweating,
Yeah.
rubbing. all
and
this, yeah.
I was only wearing it for like the last half an hour of the shift, but it was still like enough to be annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think we can call that podcast.
I
Your podcast.
believe you.
Also because Frank is, I can only imagine how tired he is.
He needs to do a
I haven't
little
done much all day, but
unpacking.
yeah.
But guys,
I am.
that's been it for this episode of the Kiwi and Vegemite Sandwich Podcast. I went a little bit crazy on this one, guys.
That's gonna
I
go in the
would like
description.
that
It's on
to
there.
never happen again, which is good because I'm currently dying, and will be replaced with the next Zack on the next
yeah,
episode.
you're gonna-
So hopefully that guy
you're
doesn't
going to cardiac
have
arrest.
like rants like I did. I am
Yeah.
currently having a heart attack.
Yeah.
So
Well, we cloned him, and we're gonna replace him. Don't worry, he'll be better.
Don't
by
worry,
next
we got a
episode.
new one.
This is
I'll
the
probably
end.
put a flashing.
I'm dying.
That's unfortunate. That
Wow, I think he's dead.
his eyes are still very much open, but that's okay.
Waiting for
Oh,
them to
it's
just go. Yeah, but it's like when you die with your eyes open, they don't close or whatever. You have to close them for
We need the like the detective to get the two fingers and go.
Whoa. run the fingers then.
Yeah.
You got.
I think we can save as for that podcast number 3.
Yeah.
Bye podcast. Bye. Unless we already stopped recording, which would be funny. Okay, well I'm gonna leave my audio track running and just with no other context because I think that'd be funny. Bye podcast. We'll see you next week.